Man executed by firing squad in the United States. Trump administration threatens loss of visa if islands refuse to stop accepting doctors and nurses from Cuba. This is Undiluted News. Mikey Bones reporting. A South Carolina man convicted of murdering his ex-girlfriend's parents was put to death by firing squad on Friday in the first such execution in the United States in 15 years, prison officials said. Brad Sigmund, 67, who confessed to murdering David and Gladys Lark in 2001 with a baseball bat, was executed by a three-person firing squad at the Broad River Correctional Institution in the state capital, Columbia, prison spokeswoman Christy Shane said. Sigmund had asked the Supreme Court for a last-minute stay of execution, but it was denied. South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster also rejected his appeal for clemency. And it is so funny how Amnesty International is telling Jamaica and the rest of the Caribbean islands that they can't hang criminals, but here we have an execution done in the 16th century style of killing, and they are silent, not a word from them. They only have strength for the little island. Speaking of little islands, United States Secretary of State Marco Rubio from the Trump administration is now threatening heads of government in the Caribbean that they need to stop using doctors and nurses to help them in their healthcare facility to care for poor people. He said if they don't stop, their visas will be revoked. CARICOM heads of government have begun strategizing on how to navigate this diplomatic challenge while preserving their relationship with the Trump administration and protecting essential healthcare resources. The visa restriction came as the U.S. intensifies accusations against Cuba, claiming that the medical mission program constitutes forced labor, enriches the Cuban regime, while depriving Cuban citizens of needed healthcare professionals. However, these assertions contradicts the region's actual experience with the program. Here is a question. Is the U.S. now going to send healthcare workers to the islands? The answer? Hell no. So why should any of the prime ministers or presidents pay Rubio any mind? Spokesperson on Foreign Affairs Dr. Angela Brown Burke in Jamaica highlighted decades of Cuban support to Jamaica, especially in healthcare, where Cuban scholarships have been instrumental in building Jamaica's medical workforce. Over the past 4 decades, many of Jamaica's medical professionals have received full scholarships to study in Cuba, significantly strengthening the healthcare system, she noted. Adding that Cuban healthcare workers have become an integral part of Jamaica's medical landscape, Brownberg also highlighted Cuba's contributions to Jamaica's sporting achievement. The G.C. Foster College, which is a gift from Cuba, has played a crucial role in developing Jamaica's world-renowned athletic prowess. When Jamaica and other Caribbean nations faced tough times, Cuba was the only one of the few countries that consistently offered support, whether in healthcare, education, sports, or infrastructure development, Brownberg emphasized. A taxi driver was saved by an off-duty policeman from two gunmen who tried to rob him yesterday. Reports are that yesterday morning the taxi operator was in the process of being robbed along the Salt Spring Main Road when the gunmen were challenged by the lawmen. The gunmen managed to escape by jumping into a gully. They ran to the city center area where one of the men was, however, apprehended by the police. The other party to the robbery remains at large, and it is uncertain if anybody was injured during the incident. Meanwhile, Jamaica recorded 28 murders to start the month of March, according to the latest statistics published on Sunday by the Jamaica Constabulary Force. And this is after a record-breaking low in February when only 47 murders were reported, which is the lowest monthly total since the year 2000. For the period January 1st to February 28, a total of 117 murders were recorded across the 19 police divisions. And as of March 8, the murder toll stood at 145, or 51 fewer murders compared with a similar period last year. And this represents a 26% reduction in murders. St. Andrew South has 23, St. Catherine South 16, St. James 11, St. Catherine North 11, St. Andrew Central 10, and Westmoreland 10 are the divisions in double digits. One of two alleged gunmen who reportedly opened fire on a police team in St. Catherine early Sunday morning was fatally shot and an illegal firearm seized. The incident occurred about 5:30 a.m. law enforcement officers were reportedly conducting an operation in the Zephyton community near Linstead when upon entering the premises across a railroad track, they came under fire from two men. The officers took evasive action and then returned fire. One of the gunmen was reportedly shot and injured, while the other managed to escape. The wounded suspect was allegedly found with a revolver loaded with 3 rounds of ammunition, and he was transported to hospital where he was pronounced dead. The police are now searching for the second suspect, and he makes number 61 cut down by the police this year. Detectives from the St. Mary Police Division have laid charges of possession of prohibited weapon, unauthorized possession of ammunition, and creating public mischief charges against a St. Mary native following an incident in the parish on Friday, March 7th. Charges 27-year-old Demaria Brown, otherwise called Demi, of River Road Gale in St. Mary. Reports from the police are that about 11 a.m., Brown filed a police report claiming that while he was at a river, he was confronted and shot by 2 masked men who then fled the area on foot. Brown was taken to hospital for treatment and was subsequently released. However, further investigations pointed to Brown as having accidentally shot himself, resulting in his injuries. A subsequent search of his premises revealed a Taurus 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 1 live round of ammunition. Brown was then taken into custody and later charged following a question and answer session with investigators, and his court date is now being finalized. Onto sports, one of the world and England's most deadly striker, Mason Greenwood, has formally requested to switch international allegiance to Jamaica, which is his mother's country of origin. The English forward, who made his only appearance for the Three Lions in 2020, has not featured in the national team setup since, and Greenwood is currently playing for Marseille and played 28 matches and has scored 28 goals. And with that type of scoring, Jamaica won a World Cup with ease. In Premier League last night, Racing United held Arnett Gardens to a 2-2 draw, putting Arnett now 10 points behind leaders Mount Pleasant, while Montego Bay United edged Chapelton Maroons 1-0. And that's going to be news and sports on your favorite radio station. My name is Mikey Bones. I gone.